Hello everyone, this is Group 2. It's our great honor to give you a presentation here. Today, we are going to show you the case study analysis of the firm named CompFed, which is the representative of the dairy cooperative distribution in India. At the beginning, I want to state the objective of our presentation. We have been hired by Mr. Rajiv Verma, the marketing manager of CompFed, to undertake a strategic analysis of their business model in order to figure out the cause of milk procurement problem within their supply chain that have caused an adverse impact on the overall profit of this state federation. To begin with, we have separated our analysis into 4 parts. I am the first person. In my section, I will give you an introduction of the whole Indian dairy industry and CompFed. Next, my partners will give the analysis and definition of the problems in CompFed. In the end, we will provide our strategic recommendation. Now, let's move on to the first part, the introduction. Here is an overview of the whole Indian dairy industry, which is the largest milk producers, accounting for 15% production in the world. Domestically in India, this industry provides 31.7% of GDP. Currently, cooperatives are the dominant forms of the Indian dairy industry, including farmers, the village-level cooperatives, the unions, and state-level cooperatives. To help you better understand, let's move on to the next slide. Here, I am showing you the evolutionary of the Indian dairy industry. Please look at this timeline from 1960 to 1980, span over 20 years. These are 4 steps. The most important is, in order to sort out the problems in the previous system, in 1974, an evolutionary pattern has formed. It was the unnamed pattern. Comparing with the first cooperative, the additional component was the state-level cooperatives, playing the role of marketing, education, research, and development as well. These cooperatives has been initiated by the Indian government over 20 years. Next, I will give you some details about the importance of CompFed. It made a great contribution to the urban economic market. It was founded in 1983, selling milk and milk products over 30 years, primarily in these 2 states. Moreover, this state-level federation is also a major regional employer that supports the rural regions. This is the overview of CompFed. The village-level cooperatives and the unions are the internal stakeholders. Others are the external stakeholders of the CompFed. As a state federation, CompFed had several responsibilities towards its stakeholders, especially for its internal stakeholders, including ensuring that the unions obtained adequate milk from village-level cooperatives for processing and manufacturing milk products. The village-level cooperatives had all the facilities to provide prompt services to farmers. In the past 30 years, CompFed achieved competitive success, including established and expanding infrastructure network, their unique services chain, and also their marketing. Based on these efforts and success, the milk and milk products has earned a competitive position, providing 14% milk and 16% non-milk to the urban milk market. However, there was still some milk procurement problem which caused loss on the overall profit of this state federation. Now, I am going to pass to my partner to analyze the problem and give you the identification.
Now let's look at the general view of the milk procurement problems. The picture in the left shows the average milk procurement by Compact from 2004 to 2009. I took up the yearly average milk procurements data and transformed into the chart. It was obvious to saw that there was a dramatically decrease from 2007 to 2009 of the milk procurement. So what causes the issues? Let's to be more specific, there are some intuitive reasons. First, with the natural issues. Second, with the human resources issues. To be more specific, I would like to discuss how and why this kind of procurement decline happened. To investigate, we conduct the following analysis. First, I would like to discuss distribution channels, agency issues, and my mates are going to talk about the SWOT analysis, Porter's 5 voice analysis, to get a comprehensive understanding of the issues. Let's talk about the distribution channel analysis. The uptrend line shows the vertical chain of annual pattern. The bottom line shows the private agent channels. Both of them follows the vertical coordination in annual pattern. However, villages, union, and district unions exist in processing stages of annual pattern, while the small agents, contractors, private diaries, they exist in processing stages of private agents. And finally, all of the milks go through distributors and to retailers, finally to the consumers. There should exist some vertical coordination challenges, the backward integration and the forward integration. For the backward integration, there still exists the spot market, specification contract unstable, different procurement price along villages and units, so farmers could not get subsidized funds on time, and also processing infrastructure not enough, especially in the Bihar area. They need to send their milks to Jharkhand area as they didn't get the processing infrastructure. Also, this lead to the increasing delivery cost. For the forward integration, the retail store distribution, internal structure unstable, NDDB charge service fees, also government interventions. And what's the most important is that agent problems. So for the agent problems, in the bottom stage, farmers could not get share capitals in Compact. And for the district unions and village cooperatives, they failed to organize annual general meeting on time. Also, failed elections in general. This led to the loss of employees. Some of them have the potential to misbehave, like join to the rivals. Also, there exists agency costs along the annual pattern. Procurement price difference in village and union states, they could gain different profits, and free service support by NDDB. And in the left side, you can also saw that government interventions like the election of managing directors and other professors elected by the government.
Let's have a look at the SWOT analysis of COMFET to know further about the main problems. Looking at the internal factors with the strengths and weaknesses of COMFET, we can see that the biggest strength of COMFET is its quality assurance, as Sudha brand has been synonymous with the quality for the dairy products. The other strengths are established processing infrastructure, access to the geographical diverse suppliers, highly skilled labor force, and technical capabilities. While looking at the weaknesses, we can see that the greatest weakness of COMFET is retention of farmers as its members. There are other major problems including issues with the procurement of milk industry due to the perishable nature of milk, security of supply, and the production cost. COMFED is also facing agency problems as already discussed by my colleague, like the managers are not representing co-op members and the structures of the voting rights. There is also issues with the structure of payments of COMFED as the farmers are not being paid enough money for the milk as compared to the other competitors. Also, the bonus payments are not being made. Now, looking at the external factors with the opportunities and threats, we can see that the biggest opportunity for the Comfed is the increasing demand of milk and milk products, which can lead to the expansion of rural and domestic market segments, expansion of product lines and product development, implementation of new technologies in supply chain to reduce the cost of production. Whereas threats for the Comfed are from natural disasters. For example, floods in the 2017 destroyed most of the cattle herd, middlemen, and the competition from the MNCs. Here are the key SWOT outcomes. In this trend, the Comfed is capable of the production of diverse range of dairy products to meet the needs of the consumers. In the weaknesses include that the farmers are looking towards the other industry agents who are offering them higher prices but less long-term certainty. The opportunities for the Comfed lies in the expansion of rural and domestic market segments through the diversification of product offering, and the threats for the Comfed are from the unofficial vendors and middlemen. Now, moving forward, we can conclude the 5 force analysis on the dairy industry of India to determine the competitive intensity and attractiveness of industry in the terms of its profitability and productivity. We can see that the competitive rivalry is high due to the intense competition within the industry, large number of participants, existence of brand loyalty in the certain products, and also due to the high cost of existing barriers which keeps the participants from leaving the markets. While we can also see that the threats of new entrants to the milk industry is medium, as the huge capital investment in infrastructure acts as barrier to the entrants, and also there is some threat from the new participants due to the high growth of the potential of industry. While the threats of substitute product is low, as there is no close substitute of milk and dairy products. We can also see that the bargaining powers of buyers is high, as the taste and preference of consumers change easily, and also due to the standardization of industry, the switching cost between the competitors is low. While the bargaining power of the key suppliers is medium due to the reasons that suppliers are not solely dependent upon the milk processing industry to sell their products. It is also due to the lack of input substitutes. Some large suppliers are capable of forward integration, and also the suppliers do not have the legal binding with any of the buyers. Now, Kate will take over to put a light on the strategic recommendations.
As my colleagues have examined, there are several underlying drivers of the lack of milk supply into the distribution chain. We identified that these issues were interlinked and, if left unchecked, threaten the effectiveness and success of the Comfed cooperative business model. A decreased milk supply drives up the unit cost of production, decreases overall revenue as product supply is diminished, and overall economies of scale are lost. This results in a direct decrease in profits for Comfed and its members. In the face of decreasing profits and lucrative external offers, members are leaving the cooperative at significant levels, which in turn facilitates a decreased level of milk supply. So, how does this cycle get broken before it's too late? First, let's turn our attention to the total cost of production. We recommend that in order to increase the quality and quantity of milk supply, consider formalising the provision of member support services. We suggest compulsory member education and training programs regarding best farming practices, compulsory animal health and welfare checks, and discounting the provision of the existing member services. We also suggest initiating an in-house technology program whose mission is to investigate, acquire and implement new processing technologies to reduce the cost of production at all levels of the cooperative supply chain. Secondly, we focused on methods to increase revenue and profit for the cooperative, specifically aimed at benefiting the farmers. We recommend an aggressive expansion of market share through product differentiation. Leveraging off the existing in-house capabilities, develop new value-added product lines targeting the expanding and increasingly health-conscious middle class. We also suggest a revision of the milk pricing system within the village cooperatives by mandating a set price per litre delivered based on quantity and quality. This will go a long way to removing the bargaining power of external agents by increasing the level of certainty and price offering for farmers. We also suggest investigating ways in which the benefits of the existing government tax breaks can be passed down the value chain to the farmers as the main beneficiaries. A key requirement is to address the dichotomy between the short-run gain of the farmers accepting deals from agents versus their long-run sustainability through their association with the cooperative. Critically, we recommend that the problems within the cooperative are addressed immediately. Specifically, ensure that the meetings are held on time, better facilitate information flow along the value chain, and resolve the agency issues with voting structures. Delays and non-payment of bonuses must be corrected, and we suggest penalties be applied to those that don't meet the required timeframes. In the short term, we recommend the development and implementation of a formal education and training program promoting the benefits of cooperative membership to be administered by the village cooperatives. As a motivator, develop a bonus payment system as a reward for new and retained members. And in the medium term, we recommend the evaluation and restructuring of the existing village cooperative membership model to bring it in line with more modern cooperative structures being utilised around the world. Farmers could potentially become shareholders based on the level of their input supply and would be motivated to remain in the cooperative for the longer term. So as we've found, CompFed is not simply dealing with a procurement of milk problem. The cooperative structure is a complex system that needs a considered approach at all levels along the distribution chain to bring about change. Understanding the needs of farmers and consumers is key to a long-term sustainability. Each one of our recommendations in isolation will be of benefit. However, to ensure that a sustained change is set in place, all facets must be covered concurrently. As we have reached the conclusion of our presentation, we kindly thank you for your time and consideration today.